This content does not constitute and is not intended to be financial or other advice, and is not to be relied upon as the basis for any investment or other decision. Welcome to Coin Market Updates. In today's video, we are going to talk about how can you benefit trading cryptocurrencies. But to be exact, in this video, we are going to continue talking about XRP Ripple. Why XRP Ripple? Is because XRP Ripple has been consistent all these years, irregardless of advantages and disadvantages. That is why we always say knowledge is power. Why knowledge is important is because sometimes after buying that particular coin, the value of that coin might decrease. For an example, right now as we speak, XRP Ripple is at around 52 Rand 45 cents. About a couple of weeks ago, it was around 60 something, 67 rands. Probably its highest peak ever. But right now as we speak, is at around 52 rands 45 cents. So for an example, if you are a new investor or a new trader, how can you benefit from using XRP Ripple? That is why I said knowledge is power. So in other words, it's very important to analyze these coins very well. It doesn't mean you have to buy these coins instantly, but instead you have to analyze them. For an example, let's say some people have benefited using XRP Ripple, or maybe on media you hear people talking about XRP. It can be on social media or maybe other platforms such as internet. People are talking about XRP Ripple, and now you feel like you are interested because they've benefited and you want to benefit as well. But it doesn't mean you have to buy these coins instantly. You have to analyze them. So that is why I always say you have to look into their history. And again, when we look into the history of XRP Ripple, it was down there many years ago. So, but we have to understand something. These coins, they don't just rise, they fluctuate. In other words, they have their own hiccups. They have their own stumbling blocks. What does this mean? In other words, they go up and down. Sometimes it can rise and rise and rise and rise. Then there will be a time whereby it will go down. So right now we have to understand that XRP Ripple, about a couple of weeks ago, it was around 60 something rands, maybe 65, 67, 68, maybe up to 69. So right now is at 52.45 cents. You can buy it, but let's be practical. Let's see how much can you benefit if you buy these coins at around 52 rands 45 cents. But before we can talk about benefiting, how much are you willing to invest? But let's say you buy one coin, because we have to make an example. Let's say maybe you buy one coin of XRP. If it rises to 69 rands from 52, then you are going to say 69 minus 52, then that would be your profit. But again, it may depend based on time, because sometimes a coin might remain on the same position for a bit longer. So you have to be patient. That is why I always tell people that when it comes to cryptocurrencies, you have to be patient. It doesn't mean because someone has benefited, you will also benefit the way that particular person has benefited. So it depends on when you bought it, the amount of money you used to purchase that particular coins. It's very important. So right now, if you buy one coin at around 52 rands something, then it goes to 69, then it means you have a profit. You have a profit because you're going to say 69 rands minus 52, then you have a profit. But sometimes it might go to 40. It might go to 40. Then if you say 52 minus 40, then it means you have lost something like 12 rands. But it's not just a loss. You need to be patient. You need to wait for this coin to go up. And sometimes it may take time, but patience is very important. Let's say maybe you want 100 coins of cryptocurrencies. This is 100 coins of cryptocurrencies. Then it means each coin is 52 rands. Then it means you might have to invest 5,244.97. 100 coins, all of them, they will cost you 5,244 rands 97 cents. Then it means in order for you to benefit, or before you can benefit, the value of XRP should rise before you can benefit. Now we are going to use our own calculator. You have 100 coins. If you have 100 coins, we are going to put the quantity here. We are going to say 100 coins. You bought them at a value of, with a price of 5,244.97 cents. Each coins was worth 52 rands or 52 rands something. But now let's say this coin will go to 69 rands. If it goes to 69 rands, then it means now you have 6,900. You have 6,900. Then you're going to say 6,900 minus 5,200. Then it means your profit is going to be around 1,100 or maybe 900 and something. This is going to be your profit. In other words, if XRP Ripple reaches 69 rands, when you had purchased it, when it was around 52 rands, and you spent 5,244, then it means when it moves to 69 rands from 52 rands, you are going to make 6,900. You're going to have 6,900. In other words, the value of your coins will worth 6,900. And your profit will be 1,655. This type of profit is a type of profit that you cannot get anywhere. You cannot get it in banks. You cannot get it in multiple platforms. Even though sometimes you may have to wait a bit longer. But cryptocurrency can give you this amount of money. You invest 5,244, then at the end of the day, you get 6,900. In other words, your profit is 1,655. And sometimes you can decide and say, you know what? Let me just wait. Let me just wait and see what is going to happen. For an example, let's say this coin now, it also moves to 80 rands or 85 rands. 85 rands. Then if it moves to 85 rands, then you are going to have 8,500. In other words, your profit will keep on increasing. So the main question is, what should you do right now if you want to invest in this currency, which is XRP Ripple? You have to decide. Right now, as we speak, one XRP Ripple requires 52 rands 45 cents. And it might still drop. There's an opportunity, or there's a possibility that it might still drop. In other words, dropping is an opportunity, but is a disadvantage to someone who has already purchased those coins. Maybe you are expecting a profit and it doesn't go up. Instead of going up, it keeps on going down. Sometimes it can be a disadvantage, but to deal with that disadvantage, sometimes you need patience, but not just only patience, but you have to keep on analyzing if this coin has a potential of going up, or it will just keep on going down. But right now, if we talk about XRP Ripple has a potential. Sometimes you might not have to invest a lot of money. I don't like gambling, but this is where you can gamble and decide and say, you know what? Let me just buy 20 ripples. 20 ripples will cost you 1,048 rands. 1,048 rands. Then you can just say, I will buy these coins and wait. I'll buy these coins and wait. Then for an example, if it goes down again, if it goes down maybe to 30 rands, I will take an advantage and buy them again and see. If it goes down, I buy them again and see. Because when it drops, the more it drops is the more you have an advantage of buying more coins at a lesser price, because their value is down, or their current value at that particular time will be down. So it's important to note all those things. But now let's say you have these coins, 20 coins. Let's say, fortunately so, then this coin, which is XRP, now moves to 90 rands. How much will you get if you had only invested 20 coins, or if you had purchased 20 coins? How much can you get if it goes to 95? If it goes to 95 rands, you only have 20 coins. You are going to have 1,900. In other words, it's almost like 80% to 90% profit. Why? Because you had only invested 1,048 rands 99 cents. As a result, you got 20 coins. So now the value of these coins is no longer 52 rands, is now 95 rands. Then if you put them on a market, this is what you get. You get 1,900. In other words, you have a profit of about maybe 800 and something, 850 or 800 and something, or something like that. But that's a huge profit, because it's around, it's more than 80%. It's more than 70, 80%, maybe to 90%. So this is how you can take advantage of this crypto, which is XRP Ripple. But the most important thing is to analyze these coins very well.